Hey Stoic friends, welcome back to my channel. Let's not waste time sugarcoating anything today. Let's rip right into it. Tell me, have you ever woken up feeling like your chest has been crushed under invisible weight? That sick, cold pressure that seeps in before your eyes even open. It waits in the shadows, slipping into your lungs, sinking its claws deep. And then it hits. The instant your mind stumbles back into the chaos of reality, you remember everything. The regrets that cling like thorns to your skin, the expectations suffocating you from every angle, the terrifying unknown that lies ahead, laughing at your weakness. And somehow, before you even lift your head off that pillow, you're already gasping, drowning in a battle you didn't ask for. But here's the brutal truth that most people will never admit. This darkness, it isn't yours alone to bear. This isn't just your twisted nightmare. This storm visits everyone. Yes, everyone. Even the mighty Marcus Aurelius, the emperor, the philosopher, the Stoic king of endurance, felt this creeping venom in his veins every morning. In his meditations, he wrote words that many people quote without even understanding their savage depth. When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. But listen closely. He wasn't whispering gentle gratitude under his breath while sipping tea under the Roman sun. No, he was sharpening his sword. He was bracing himself for war. The war that rages inside the skull, the brutal, relentless war of the mind. Because let me tell you something. The moment your eyes open, the world starts its attack. The noise begins its assault. Your thoughts turn against you, gnashing their teeth, dragging you toward panic, regret, guilt, fear. The ghosts of your past rise from their graves. The shadows of the future stretch their claws toward you, and you stand there, naked in the storm, begging for mercy. But mercy doesn't come. This is why you must have your weapons ready. Words, not empty mantras or soft affirmations that dissolve like sugar in rain. No, you need words that slice through the fog like a blade, cutting the poison away from your veins. Words that hit like lightning and carve new clarity into your bones. In this video, I'm not giving you cliches. I'm giving you 5 brutal reminders, forged in the fires of Stoicism and hardened by the blows of life itself. These are not friendly quotes to tape on your fridge. These are lifelines, ropes thrown to a drowning man. And as I speak them, you'll feel it. You'll feel me dragging those words straight into the darkest corners of your chest, speaking directly to that hidden, exhausted part of you. The part nobody else sees. The part that's been quietly breaking, secretly hoping for rescue. And maybe, just maybe, you'll finally understand this truth. You've been carrying wars inside your soul that you were never meant to fight alone. But before we dive into this, I need something from you. If you've ever felt trapped by that crushing morning fog, if you've ever felt your heart sink the moment you opened your eyes, already defeated before the day began, then don't sit there in silence. Don't scroll past this and pretend you're fine. Like this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Share it with someone else who's fighting their own quiet war. And above all else, subscribe to this channel, because what I'm about to share isn't entertainment. It's survival. Don't skip a second of this video. Every single moment matters here. Every word I speak is a hammer breaking the chains around your chest. Each sentence is a spark meant to set your soul on fire again. Now, inhale slowly, deeper. Feel that cold air stretch your lungs. Hold it. Let it settle. Now imagine this, standing alone at the edge of a battlefield, The ground cracked beneath your feet, fog curling like serpents around your ankles, your breath visible in the frozen air. You can hear it, the quiet pulse of something ancient and violent stirring beneath the earth. This is your morning. This is your war. And today, you're going to learn how to win it. Drop this in the comments below. Every morning, I choose my peace. Burn it into your mind. The war begins now. Let's go. Number 1. Focus only on what you can actually control today. When that first crack of sunlight slices through your window, before the world begins to claw at your attention, there's something you need to confront. Something brutal, something most people run from. Whisper it to yourself like a secret carved into stone. I control how I respond today. Let those words echo inside your skull like a war drum, pounding louder with every second you delay facing reality. Because everything after this moment, it's out of your hands. The storms are already gathering. The winds are already howling. But you hold the match that lights your fire or burns your world to ashes. It sounds too simple, doesn't it? Too soft for a world that chews people up and spits them out. But look at your life. Really look. How many times have you handed your peace away like loose change? How many times have you let a stranger's anger, a sudden betrayal, a cruel twist of fate rip apart your mood, your patience, your entire day? One text, one wrong glance, one bad phone call, and suddenly your heart is pounding, your fists are clenched, your words are like daggers slicing through anyone near you. And after the smoke clears, all that's left is regret and emptiness. Even Marcus Aurelius, that iron-hearted emperor, stood face to face with this storm every single day. He wasn't lounging in some marble palace, sipping wine under a calm sky. No, he was surrounded by plagues, treachery, collapsing empires. He watched his friends die. He faced the ugliest corners of life. And still, in the chaos, he carved this truth into his mind. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Those words weren't some soft philosophy. They were forged in fire. They were the steel blade he carried into battle, day after day. So now, it's your turn. The moment you open your eyes, before your feet hit the floor, you must make a vow so fierce it burns into your bones. Today, I don't command the storm, but I command my calm. Let it freeze your veins. Let it sink deep, like cold steel sliding into your chest. Because everything outside your skin, other people's rage, bad luck, traffic, heartbreak, sickness, it's all just noise. You can't stop the rain. You can't hush the thunder, but you can choose to remain unmoved. Visualize this, you as a mountain. The skies tear apart above you. Lightning shatters the night. The winds scream in your ears. But you don't flinch, you don't tremble. You stand tall, unmoving, while the world loses its mind around you. That's the strength you need to summon every single morning. Be the mountain, unshaken, unbreakable, untouchable. Carve this into your morning like a sacred ritual. Whisper it under your breath, write it on your hand, tattoo it on your heart. I control how I respond today. Carry it with you like a weapon no one can steal. And every time life hurls something at you, when your phone lights up with bad news, when someone cuts you off, when a lover's words sting like poison, pause, breathe, return to those words. Feel your chest loosen. Feel the tension bleed from your muscles. Watch the anxiety melt into a sharp, clear calm. That, right there, is your first victory. That's you reclaiming your throne. That's you refusing to kneel to anything outside your will. Let the world roar. Let the storms rage. You are the mountain, and nothing moves you. Number 2. Stop trying to please everyone. You're already enough. When the morning creeps in, quiet but relentless, after you've already armed yourself with the truth about controlling your own reactions, there is another brutal, soul-piercing lesson waiting for you. A lesson that tastes bitter at first, but if you dare to swallow it, it will set you free in ways you never imagined. Look at yourself, right there in the mirror, and whisper it with no mercy, no sugarcoating, no softness. I am not owed anything by this world. Say it like you mean it, like your life depends on it, because it does. Let those words carve their way through your chest like a blade dipped in fire. Because here's the cruel reality. Almost every ounce of anger, every drop of frustration, every taste of disappointment that poisons your heart today will come from one silent, dangerous expectation: the belief that life is supposed to treat you fairly, that people should be kind, that they should see your worth, that things should work out just because you want them to, that they should love you back just because you loved them first. But the ancient Stoics, those iron-willed warriors of the mind, they knew the truth. Life doesn't owe you comfort. It doesn't owe you love, success, peace, or even a sliver of kindness. It doesn't care about your plans, your dreams, your broken heart. It moves with brutal indifference. Marcus Aurelius faced this same merciless truth every single day of his life. And make no mistake, he wasn't some soft king resting on silk sheets. He was knee-deep in plague, surrounded by liars and traitors, leading armies through blood-soaked wars. And even then he drilled this thought into his brain until it became instinct. He wrote, "Don't expect the world to be fair. That's like expecting a lion not to eat you because you didn't eat him." Harsh? Yes. But buried in those savage words is your key to freedom. Because the second you stop expecting fairness, you stop being blindsided by cruelty. Betrayals won't shock you. Rejections won't shatter you. People's selfishness won't crush you. You stop gasping at the storm, and you start walking through it, unfazed. This doesn't mean you become heartless. No, it means you become unstoppable. It means you finally grow the armor life demands. You walk through this savage world with eyes wide open, not drowning in bitterness, but glowing with clarity. And in that cold, hard clarity, you reclaim your peace. You stop asking life to soften. You harden your own skin. Every morning, after your breath steadies, you whisper another vow to yourself, one that should feel like cold steel pressing against your throat. No one owes me love. No one owes me fairness. No one owes me anything. I owe myself patience, discipline, and unrelenting effort. These words won't shrink your heart. They'll fortify it. They'll wrap your peace in chains that no betrayal can break. When others fail you, and they will, you'll no longer crumble under the weight of their failure. You'll simply step aside and keep moving, untouched. Picture this clearly. Visualize it down to the last brutal detail. You're walking barefoot across a jagged, frozen path. The stones are sharp. The thorns tear your skin. The cold bites your bones. You can scream. You can curse the road. But that changes nothing. The road won't change for you. It never has. It never will. The only choice left, the only power you have, is this. Toughen your feet. Harden your steps. That's life in its purest, most ruthless form. You don't soften the world. You sharpen yourself. So when that morning sun rises again and your reflection stares back at you, you meet it head-on with eyes of fire and say it aloud. I am not owed anything. Nothing. Every drop of peace I earn, every piece of success I taste, every ounce of respect I gather, I must fight for it with my bare hands. And suddenly you'll feel something strange, something rare, something most people never feel: weightlessness. The heavy burden of unrealistic expectations slides off your shoulders. In its place, there's only quiet, solid strength, a calm that cannot be stolen. This is the moment where you stop begging life to be gentle. This is the moment where you stop being a victim. This is the moment you seize the reins. This is the moment you become the master of your own fate, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop you now. Number 3. Stop wasting time. You don't get today back. Every single breath you take right now, it's theft. You're robbing yourself, whether you see it or not. You're sitting there, blinking, scrolling, thinking you've got time to waste, like time is some beggar waiting outside your door, knocking politely, asking if it can come in later. But that's the lie. Time isn't knocking. It's kicking your door down and dragging you by the throat while you're too distracted to even scream. The truth is brutal, and it's coming for you with its claws out. You are dying. Right now. Not tomorrow. Not next year. Not when your hair turns grey. You're dying in this exact second. Your clock isn't ticking forward. It's ticking downward, toward the end, toward the dirt, toward the void that doesn't care how many dreams you've delayed or how many times you've told yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." People sleepwalk through their days, thinking they've been given some infinite string of mornings. But every morning you wake up is another deal you've made with death, and you don't even realize it. Death lets you borrow a few more hours just to see what idiotic thing you'll waste them on this time. Another hour scrolling through strangers' lives. Another night drowning in comfort shows, eating food you don't even taste. Another day playing the victim in a life that's slipping through your fingers like dust. Death is laughing, loud, because it knows you've already lost half the game before you even started. Marcus Aurelius knew it. That man stared death in the face every single day, not with fear, but with a smirk. "You could leave life right now," he whispered to himself, like a madman who'd already burned his bridges. That wasn't poetry, that wasn't a mantra, it was his shield, his sword, his battle cry. You think you've got time? Stand up right now, look at your hands. Those hands? They're rotting. You just can't see it yet. Your bones are ticking like hidden bombs under your skin. Your heart is just a temporary engine, humming along until it stops, and everything you think you're putting off for some perfect day, that perfect day will never arrive. It's rotting along with you. Most people will waste today. They'll waste it the way they waste everything else, without even realizing they're doing it. They'll wait for the right mood, for the right moment, for the right energy. But none of those things are coming. The right moment is already here. It's been screaming in your face since the second you opened your eyes. You don't get this back. Imagine your life as a burning rope. The fire's already halfway through it. You can smell the smoke. You can feel the heat closing in on you. Every excuse you make is just gasoline on that rope. Every delay, every distraction, every stupid little grudge you hold on to, it's all just speeding up the burn. So here's your command, not a suggestion, not advice, a command carved in blood. Stop lying to yourself. Stop thinking there's more time tucked away somewhere waiting for you. Today is all you have. This is the day your future self is begging for while you sit there wasting it. Either act like it's your last shot or watch it vanish, knowing you chose comfort over greatness. You don't need motivation. You don't need more time. You need a funeral for your excuses. Bury them deep, today, because tomorrow doesn't exist. Number 4. Don't let your emotions hijack your day. As the early morning air wraps itself around you, cold and quiet like a secret waiting to be told, there's a brutal, spine-chilling truth you must carve deep into your heart before the chaos of life starts hammering at your door. Whisper it to yourself like a spell, like a war cry meant to burn through your chest. My emotions are visitors. They don't own me. They don't command me. They are shadows passing through my fire. This isn't some pretty affirmation you sprinkle over your coffee. This is survival. Because most people, you see it every day, live like prisoners shackled to their emotions, dragged mercilessly by every wave of rage, sorrow, jealousy or anxiety that storms through their minds. One bad text ruins their whole day. One sharp look from a stranger twists their entire mood into knots. They are puppets, strings pulled by feelings they barely understand. But not you. No, you are here to break that chain. Stoicism isn't about turning to stone. It's about awakening that ancient, unstoppable force inside you that says, I will not kneel to passing storms. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor who ruled armies and carried the weight of an empire, saw through this illusion. He wrote words that could slice through time itself. External things are not the problem. It's your assessment of them. Remove your judgment, and you remove the disturbance. That's it. That's the strike of lightning most people never see coming. Your feelings? They're not facts. They're not commands. They're nothing but messengers, signals sent by the body and mind to warn, to nudge, to alert. But you decide whether they deserve to be obeyed. So when fury starts clawing at your throat, begging you to lash out, you stop. You stand tall and let it scream outside the gates of your mind. You don't have to invite it inside. When sadness drips down like rain, threatening to drown your entire spirit, you can nod at it without sinking beneath its weight. You are not here to wrestle every storm. You are here to rise above them. Visualize it right now, your emotions swirling like black clouds across the sky, thick, heavy, loud, but they never stay, they never last, they drift, they pass. And there you are, unshaken, standing beneath it all, watching, waiting, knowing that behind every storm, the sun still burns. This is the practice that will split your entire life in half. The day you stop being a slave to your moods, and the day you start being the master of your fate. As the sun climbs and the noise of the world grows louder, you must repeat this to yourself, not gently, but with force, with fire, like you're carving it into your bones. My emotions do not define me. I watch them. I let them pass. You create space, massive, sacred space, between what you feel and what you do. Suddenly, you don't snap in rage. You don't spiral into that pit of overthinking that swallows most people whole. You become a watcher, an observer, a mountain unmoved by the storm raging below. And this isn't coldness. This isn't detachment. This is ancient power. This is wisdom. This is the quiet, brutal strength that turns men into legends. It's the ability to walk through fire and never burn, to feel everything, yet act from clarity, not chaos. See yourself now, standing on that windswept mountaintop, high above the storms that scream and twist below you. The wind howls, the clouds roar, but you remain still, rooted, unshakable. The storm is loud, but you are louder inside. That is the man who cannot be broken. That is the man who bends fate itself. As the morning stillness presses in, whisper it again, low, fierce, like a wolf's growl ready to strike. I am not ruled by my emotions. I guide myself through them. And from that moment forward, You don't walk into your day as a slave. You stride forward as a force of nature, calm, steady, dangerous in your discipline, untouchable by anything or anyone. That is how you own your day. That is how you own your life. Number 5. Forget yesterday. Today is a fresh start. As the sun begins to claw its way over the horizon, dragging light across the face of the earth, there is one final soul-shaking truth you must burn into your chest before the world throws its noise at you. Say it, not softly, not politely, but with a fire that shatters every chain wrapped around your heart. I can begin again, no matter what yesterday looked like. You must scream this inside your mind until every regret you've ever carried starts to tremble, because we've all woken up with that suffocating weight sitting on our chests, the weight of mistakes, of words we should have swallowed, of chances we watched slip away while we stood frozen. We've all stared at the ceiling, haunted by the ghosts of yesterday, dragging them into the morning like rotting luggage we refuse to drop. But Stoicism doesn't flinch at this. Stoicism stands tall and grins at the storm, because it knows the most terrifying, beautiful truth of all. You're not your past. You're not yesterday's failures. You're not the words you regret. Marcus Aurelius, that relentless emperor who stared down both war and death, wrote it like a sword slicing through the darkness. Each day provides its own gifts. He knew it. He lived it. Every morning, every breath, every second is an untouched canvas, pure, clean, waiting for the brushstrokes of a man who refuses to bow to yesterday's shadows. No matter how brutally you fell yesterday, today stands before you, unspoiled, untouched, silent, waiting for you to make your move. No matter who doubted you, mocked you, turned their back on you, today stands without judgment. It holds no grudges. It doesn't care what happened before. It only asks you one thing. Will you step forward? Let this image burn into your mind. You stand in a vast, endless field covered in snow. Behind you, footprints, stumbles, scars from every wrong step. But ahead, nothing but pristine, untouched white, stretching beyond the horizon. That's your life right now. That's your day. And the only thing that matters, the only thing, is the next step you dare to take. As you rise from your bed, speak this truth not like a wish, but like a battle cry meant to wake your entire soul. I am not my past. I am the choices I make today. Feel it wash over you like ice and fire colliding, clearing away every fog of regret that tried to smother you. Feel your heart soften, but your spirit sharpen. This isn't just some motivational fluff. This is your rebirth. This is your resurrection. This is the brutal magic of every sunrise. It is an invitation to shatter your old story and write something terrifyingly new. You don't have to carry the corpse of yesterday on your back. You don't have to let guilt drag you down into its grave. All it takes is a single step, one small action. That's it. That's the spark that can burn down every wall standing between you and the life you crave. One choice can snap the chain. One breath can flip the script. Let this become your morning ritual. Not a quiet, soft meditation, but a raw, electric awakening. You breathe in deeply, pulling in the cold air like it's your first breath on earth, and you whisper with fierce conviction, I begin again today. And then you move, small or big, fast or slow, but you move, knowing you are no longer shackled to what's behind you, because every single morning you are reborn. If you are bold enough, ruthless enough to seize it. Every morning is not just a sunrise, it's a battlefield disguised as calm. It's the hour where warriors are born and cowards keep sleeping. The air is thick with hidden power, but most people never taste it because they're too busy dragging their past behind them like rotting corpses. But not you. Not anymore. These 5 truths you've just devoured. They aren't soft words meant to soothe you. They're brutal weapons. Daggers for your doubts, spears for your fears, shields to crush everything that ever tried to bury you. You don't whisper these truths. You howl them inside your ribcage until every ghost of regret flees in terror. You carve them into your mornings like battle scars, and you wear them like armor for your soul. You walk through the fire of every day, untouched, because you've mastered the art of rising from your own ashes before the world even opens its eyes. Let this sink into your bones. Your mornings are your resurrection. That is the hour where weak men stay chained and the relentless ones sharpen their claws. If this video ignited something feral inside you, don't cage it. Share it. Spread it like wildfire. Someone out there is drowning in their own darkness, begging for a spark, and you might just be the storm they need. Like, comment and subscribe, not for vanity, but because the world is starving for this kind of raw truth, and you've just found it. And above everything else, never skip your mornings. That's where your empire is built. That's where your demons are slaughtered. That's where your power isn't just found. It's forged in the furnace of silence, waiting for you to rise, as the monster the world cannot break.